The mountain roads of Devgadh are notoriously difficult to navigate, especially under the heavy rain that sweeps through the valley late at night. For the lone bus running the final route, the environment itself feels hostile. This infographic breaks down the historical record of the Devgadh transport disaster. 12 years ago, the manifest locked in 6 passengers, 1 driver, and 1 conductor. The route terminated in a fatal crash at exactly 10:45 p.m. Raghav is traveling home on this same night, the 12th anniversary of the crash that took his father's life. His father was the driver on that original ill-fated shift. For Raghav, this isn't just a commute, it's a return to the last place his father was seen alive. Hauntings generally follow predictable, repeating patterns. They play out like a tape on a loop. But the event in Devgadh introduces a mathematical inconsistency into that loop that defies the standard rules of a haunting. An old man boards the bus and sits in the back. Raghav noticed the man cast no shadow under the interior lights. When the bus reached the depot, the man vanished, leaving the cabin entirely empty before the vehicle itself disappeared into the mist. Raghav found a weathered lantern sitting on the empty seat. Attached to the glass was a torn piece of paper with a specific contradictory note. The 7th passenger is still left. When Raghav reaches the village, his friend Mira confirms the impossibility of what he saw. The historical record and the news archives from 12 years ago are clear. Only 6 passengers were on board that night. Raghav had counted 7. Devgadh is caught in a 12-year cycle because the equation remains open. The presence of that 7th passenger is the missing variable keeping the loop active. Raghav and Mira seek out the village priest, looking for a way to reconcile the historical death toll with the man Raghav just saw. This chart maps the priest's account of that night. Timeline A is the bus crash. Timeline B follows the old man at the station. He died of a heart attack the moment he realized the bus and his son would never arrive. This created a state of secondary purgatory. The old man is tethered to the crash because his death was caused by the lack of closure. He is stuck in a loop, waiting for a confirmation that the physical laws of the haunting won't allow him to receive. The figure Raghav saw isn't a predator. He is a trapped variable, unable to cross over until the passenger he was waiting for actually arrives. The lantern serves as a supernatural homing beacon. By picking it up, Raghav inadvertently signaled the start of a reset. The cycle is now forced to repeat until the conditions of the original night are finally met. A rusted horn echoes through the mountain pass. The signal has been received, and the loop is closing in on the person holding the lantern. The ghost bus emerges from the fog, showing the physical damage of a 12-year-old wreck. It screeches to a halt directly in front of Raghav, the doors folding open to the dark interior. The lantern was left behind as a deliberate prompt. It was designed to pull a living participant into the center of the haunting, to fill the final gap in the manifest. The old man stands in the aisle, gesturing toward the driver. He tells Raghav that it is finally time to take his son home. The driver lifts his head, revealing a face Raghav has only seen in old photographs. It is his father, the man who disappeared behind the wheel of this very bus 12 years ago. The Devgadh haunting is a generational equation. We have the grandfather waiting at the station and the father driving the bus. For 12 years, these 2 nodes were disconnected, creating a permanent error state in the local reality. The system required the 3rd node, the son, to complete the circuit. When Raghav steps towards the bus, the generational link is restored, and the error state finally clears. This was a closed-circuit event. Raghav was the only person whose presence could satisfy the mathematical requirements of the curse and allow the passengers to transition out of the loop. Raghav boards the bus. His father smiles, and for the first time in over a decade, the engine sounds like a vehicle beginning a normal journey rather than a repeating tragedy. The bus pulls away, accelerating into the morning mist. As it moves, the physical frame of the vehicle dissolves, leaving the mountain road empty. At dawn, only the lantern remains on the road. The note attached to it has changed. It now reads, "This time, everyone reached home." The story of the Devgadh bus suggests that some hauntings aren't looking for victims. They are unfinished sequences waiting for the one person who can provide the final, necessary data point to end the cycle.